Welcome to Authentic Reality Check version 5.0. How to become authentic and powerful. Ground Zero, mining the inner dimensions. Welcome, awesome beings. Our universe is alive with infinite treasures, an absolute fact. It is time for all of us to begin that safe journey to unlock the mysteries of our treasure chest that's containing our life-enhancing tools. The mine shown below supported many workers for generations, bringing forth a wealth of valuable resources. Were these treasures lost? No, of course not. Proper training and the right tools always yielded an abundant stream. Now it's your turn to closely study this simple diagram. Here's a cheat sheet. We're talking about you now. Many times when you had read Bible or any religious passage, then you can take that and apply it to you as a person. We'll talk about that later, but here's a cheat sheet. Everything that was given to you was authentic. Authentic love is to flow inside and wash away stagnation with joy. What is stagnation? Blocks, things that occurred that were memories for you that were either traumatic, that happened, that have held you back in a different area. Authentic intentions. You have to be authentic and truly state to the Creator that this is where you want to go and what you want to do. You don't want to remain the same. Reconnecting to source of radiant essence. That's where he is. He is continually radiating essence onto you that you will continually live in his flow of love and care. That brings infinite knowledge. You'll become wise about who you are, what you are, to whom you belong, and what you should be doing to bring the joy, the abundance, and the happiness into your life. Authentic excavation. We're going to go inside and we're going to do some mining on you. Yes. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, ready to remove loads of soil and debris. You must remember, no excavation, no true ascension. You speak of all the time of going higher and doing more, but you're really repeating the same cycle day in and day out. That's not what you were meant to do. You have to go deep before going high, but the authentic intentions and actions consistently, when you are authentic, you have an intensity. And that brings on the maturity and breaks forth and shows you exactly what you need to stay in the knowing. What's the knowing? The knowing of who you are, whose you are, and how you are to act each day. As the winds change and seasons change, you should be flowing right along with that, not stagnating. Okay. Let's examine your beginnings. This is an auspicious starting point in the mind of our Creator, Source, God, whatever title you like to call him. You were formed and then sent down to a set of beings who were to act as your parents. Yes, that's right. Regardless to what either of them may have said to you, neither of them are the giver of life. Our Creator decided to allow them both an opportunity to act as stewards to a new life form. Many people tell me their parents said they were a surprise or an accident. Perhaps they didn't realize when you participate in the actions that provide both a fertile egg and the seed, there also may be a resulting life to care for. You came into this world completely equipped. I'm specifically addressing you, the individual. I'm not speaking of becoming a carbon copy of either parent or guardian. How have you navigated the waters of life, those areas of common expectations, employment, home, family, religious beliefs, etc.? The most meaningful and influential areas for development is the inner dimensions. ID contains your treasure trove of valuable abilities and your original truth. This is absolute truth, not facts. Allow me to explain. You were provided the necessary tools, the power, that means your ability, and the reasoning, your mind. With these tools, you are capable of making adjustments or decisions to exceed, not just to exist, but to thrive. The problem has been some very interesting patterns of thought and their ensuing behaviors. Those you held in high esteem, you were taught from the OOS. What is OOS? Obvious outside sources. Because you had already perceived these individuals to be persons of authority, right? Or those close to you suggested strongly this is the path, even though there are more instances of failure than there are of victory when you live an up and down existence. One day up, next day down. We're entering the truth zone here, so brace yourself, buckle down, take a deep breath, and understand. Your life was a series of sometimes, perhaps, maybe God will do this for me. No matter how much you prayed, shouted, danced, and sang, there was so much that didn't happen. You just used a scripture to console your misery. Yet you continue to believe that you should be happy and content every day. Well, let me ask you, do you really believe that our Creator brought you here to just terminally suffer? Be sad, never grow into your own strengths that He had given you, your power, but visiting various venues, you became professional at this. Visiting venues to watch something described as supernatural. We're not children of a caste system where some can have this and others cannot. The oneness of source is love for all. You often wonder why God, universe, or the industry doesn't recognize your efforts. Understand, partial success is due to partial truths. Read it again. Partial success is due to partial truth. Allow me to state this disclaimer. The knowledge and information you were seeking is already housed inside. From time immemorial, the discovery of vital information was found. A select group always decided to whom the privilege of knowledge is given. The power over structure had many doctrinal disputes. This usually ended in creation of denominations, all touting that their way was an absolute or superior path. Well, that answers the question to why so many religions. Now, part of my personal story, for more than 35 years, I've studied and practiced in various religionaries in an attempt to prove myself to be normal. Well, from an early age, I found that I wasn't average at all. My studies had produced startling results. Finally named this thing that I was doing with people everywhere as authentic reality check. This is version 5.0. This life-enhancing path begins with the inner dimensions, the base of all power, where you will discover what thousands before you have learned. You had the flow all along. Just needed to be guided to your crystalline core buried in the inner minefield. You are loved. It is your time to discover and utilize all the resources that have been hidden until now. This is your clarion call, whether you're churched, hurt, used, abused, gay, lesbian, unchurched, disenfranchised, alone, don't understand what's going on, coming out of this fog of man's creation. Find yourself. You are loved. You are not lost, forgotten, displaced. Now is the time to learn and connect with the power source that never fails. Authentic Reality Check 5.0. I've been where you are. I only desire to assist you in possessing your authentic power, which is an individual thing. Understand, we're all possessed within us what we were given. Okay, but we are a quilted connection of people. We are all together. So there is oneness. Don't get afraid of that word, because so many times they tell you, oh, stay away from anything that says one. If you're flowing in the love of Christ consciousness, if you're flowing in the love of the truth of having one creator, one mind, that infinitely above, below, everything is connected, then you are one. You're one whether you believe that or not. Okay, as your day draws to a close, it's a time for self-introspection, and you can use it at any time when you have 10 or 15 minutes alone, undisturbed, no phone, no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram. Put that all away from you and go and have you a space. And I want you to just breathe deeply and place both hands, that's right, so you can't hold the phone, on your heart space, right on your chest, so that your fingertips are coming right to the center. And I want you to breathe and concentrate on the heartbeat, the love center of your being. If a thought or reminder enters your mind, tells you, well, you've got something to do, just say aloud, I release without explanation. This time is for me. You have to make your proclamation, okay? And you say, I trust my Creator. I trust His universe. I am seeking only your highest for my best intentions. I purpose in my heart with all intensity to receive your love and knowledge of my blueprint. I allow activation as an authentic being filled with love for all. Thank you for sending me guides to bring me back to my original blueprint so I can grow. Fill me now with the wonderful new truths. Pour knowledge into my sleeping hours. I now allow my full activation into your internal truth. Thank you for your loving grace. So be it. And I want you to write down the time and the date when you first do this. And I want you to make time, because remember, you got to be consistent about you. If you aren't building you up, then how can you lead anyone else? How can you lead your family? How can you walk with integrity when you know you're just following along? You're not a cog in a wheel. Yes, remember, when you are working on whatever job, I don't care if you're a corporate giant, captain of industry, or man who's driving the truck, whatever you do, remember, you lend all of yourself to that, but it's a loan. I'm here for X amount of hours. I walk in my integrity. I am still an individual person that is growing and knowing, and you're walking in love and compassion to others. As you become deeper into finding out who you are, you will have greater compassion and love for others. Remember, they are also being offered opportunity of a clarion call to hear something other than religion. You need to know you before you can lead anyone anywhere. Okay, we got to understand that. So I send out my greatest blessings of love and light and eternal truth that comes from the infinite one, the source of radiant essence, who created all. You are connected to the celestial heavens above. You are connected to Mother Earth below your feet. She has nurtured and cradled you with her elemental resources. You've had wind, water, fire, and the earth to assist. When you become more aware of your connection and how she has been a living, remember, she's alive. You see volcanoes, she's still alive. You see plants growing, she's alive. She was created as the place for you to come into your fullness. So be appreciative of that. I want you to feel free to email me at any time. And we can arrange, if you have some issues you'd like to talk about and understand, it is Cynthia@authenticreality.org. And my personal story will be available tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Subscribe to this channel so you can learn who you are and grow in that. Be the leader that you are. Be the lover that you are. Be happy and fulfilled in truth, not just pretending and dancing around when you hear music. Stop following and don't clap your hands for anything you don't agree with. Don't just say amen because someone else does. Okay? Recognize, respect, but you don't have to agree. This is Dr. Cynthia Y. Johnson. I love you to life. Namaste.